All right, we are live. This is another episode of Let's Solve call-in show and try to help people work through their disagreements so that we're living in a more productive and more conflict-free life. So today we have Miss Stacy. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Nice. I'm doing pretty good as well. I'm glad you're doing well. And what problem do you have for us today?
I'm experiencing issues with my family circle. Um, these are issues that kind of started when I was in middle school. A lot of things transpired after my grandmother on my mom's side passed away, and just to kind of speed up things, it led to my grandfather remarrying a woman who's not the nicest person. And it's been speculation that she is trying to kind of ice him out from his family. When family members call the house, she acts like she doesn't know who he is or who we're referencing, or she will not relay messages. My grandfather is diabetic, and he had both of his legs amputated and requires a lot of medical attention that she has been negligent about. And when the last time my mother and I went over to see him, we kind of sat down and talked to him and kind of shed light on a lot of like behaviors and mannerisms that his wife has had over the past like 15, 20 years, and why it's led to a lot of people on our side of the family like not reaching out any longer or coming to see him, mainly because she's building a barrier between him and us, and he's kind of been led to believe that no one wants anything to do with him. And so now we've both been asked to not return back to visit him in the home. So we're kind of at a fork in the road, but we don't know if we should just kind of fall back. He's in his mid 90s, so time is dwindling. Like he's missing out on a lot of family functions, and just connecting with those who truly love him. So I'm not really sure how to move forward without feeling like I should just wash my hands of it, because he's decided to kind of cleave to this woman through marriage. And yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a lot's going on.
Yeah.
And what are things y'all have tried to do before with this new lady?
We initially, everything was fine. The first few years of their marriage, and then just out the blue, like her kind of personality changed. I mean, she's known in the area that we live in to kind of be like a very surly woman. So I guess maybe it's that who she truly is kind of started to come back to the forefront. But we've attempted family meetings. We've attempted inviting her, to cookouts, to birthdays, to family functions. She either has something to do, or she's doing something with her own family, or whatever she's doing also requires her to take my grandfather with her, so he cannot kind of commune with us. She's intentionally done this when a few family members on our side have gotten married to kind of, and it's an assumption, but many do believe that she intentionally prevented him from coming to like witness nuptials and things of that nature. So it kind of just seems like she's not really willing to bend at all when it comes to just sitting down, having a conversation, putting everything on the table, and seeing how we can move forward so everyone can just preserve their relationship and access to my grandfather.
Mm, okay. Now, would y'all try to come at her as a group, or have y'all tried coming at her individual?
Individually. Mainly me, my mom, my sister, and one of my uncles. A lot of people kind of just, once they couldn't even reach him via phone call a few times, they kind of just gave up.
Okay. And y'all have to talk to her first before y'all talk to.
Yeah, she typically answers the phone first. So, um, And I guess because he's in there with her all the time, whatever she's saying to him, he like ends up believing, even if he's told alternative things, even if he hears like other people's side of the story.
And called her, how was y'all interactions?
She was just very short with me. As if she just wanted to see why I was calling, like already assuming I'm calling for him and just trying to get off the phone to pass the phone to my grandfather. Um, she's not the most welcoming person to be greeted on the phone. So, yeah, I know she's when it comes to the children on our side of the family, she I guess fakes it enough to be cordial with the kid, but with any adult figure on our side, she's kind of just very short. Um, so it doesn't even make it a welcoming space to kind of bring things up because she already gives off an energy that she's going to just shut down or like be closed off to the conversation.
Have y'all ever tried, let's say, build a bond with her, get to know her?
I would be very honest. No, I have not. Me personally, I have not. I know my mom has, but I have not. I've kind of been standoffish. I think because he's getting older, I'm trying to work on like reconnection because he is missing out on like great grandchildren and things of that nature. But I don't respond well to drama, so I don't really know how to move forward with the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when your mom has tried to build a relationship with her, how has that been?
It's kind of ebbed and flowed and fluctuated. There's been like phases over the past several years where she's kind of seemed open, and there was a few years when everyone thought everything kind of was dealt with and kind of put in the past. But kind of uh, breathing life into the situation is when my mom called his wife out on being negligent with his medical care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So she kind of struggles herself with dealing with being confronted or being in conflict.
Yeah, and it seems like she chooses to avoid accountability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Hmm. So, what does it look like for you to try to build a connection with her?
Um, I mean, I'm more interested in having connection with my grandfather, but it does seem like there needs to be something set in place with her in order to get access to him. So I've thought of maybe I don't know if like writing a letter, like articulating how I feel, how the family feels in written form would be an alternative because right now no one's allowed to go to the house. It's kind of up and down and how a phone call conversation will go. But I'm open to being cordial, but I think a lot of damage has been done to a lot of people that I don't know if I'm willing to kind of bypass out with the lack of accountability. I think if she was able to be accountable for things she's done, I'd be more open to like connecting. But until then, I just be cordial.
Um, it- Building a relationship with her is not particularly saying that for her in particular.
Mhm.
It's literally just building that relationship so that you can have that connection and communication with your grandfather and allowing him to see, his grandkids and like the rest of the family because it seems like any type of conflict or any type of thing will that's negative will run her off
Yeah.
and maybe coming at her in another angle to where just where she feels appreciated or feels like people care about her on his side of the family that might, help change her outlook and maybe make it a bit more easier for her. So I would say maybe calling her and maybe just, trying to have that conversation with her, trying to just, get to know her and really break down those walls that she has put up.
Yeah, and I think this makes sense. I think what triggered a lot of this is he married her the same month of his anniversary as my grandma. And that annoyed my mom and some of her siblings. They were like, well, why can you choose a different month to marry her? So I think she took offense to that. And I think she also took offense to her wanting us to call her like grandma. And I think some of like my aunts and uncles, they decided, we don't want to kind of force that on the kids. So I think maybe she has felt rejected in some way that maybe no one was aware. Like I don't think that was the intent to reject her, but I can see how that can make someone feel when they're, I guess, coming into a family. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to
So
per se be grandmother. It could be like, I don't
yeah,
know, like any nickname that makes her feel like she's like appreciated in some way, mama or something. I don't know.
yeah,
We're just giving something so we could give something, so we could get something
yeah,
in return back.
yeah. And for me, I've been closed off to it because I didn't want to feel like I was being fake or like faking it to make it. But I guess there is still a level of authenticity in moving forward. If I guess I'm just kind of intentional in how I move forward. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes
yeah,
you gotta fake it to make it to get because there's an end goal in mind. As long as you're keeping your end goal, I want to see my grandfather. I want the family to see him. Then you know, it's just weighing those balances of is this worth it or not?
that's right.
You know.
Yeah, this is something I can, I'll think about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is
yeah.
just something to look through and just keeping an open mind to her and she may if she takes full time and full like is there an in-home nurse or she's the only one that's taking care of him?
She's the only one who's taking care of him. He's not going to some of his appointments. So
Hmm.
like it's delayed like even getting like one of his prosthetic legs, and it's just led to other health complications, like using money for other things instead of like the additions to the house to like accommodate his disability. So it's just kind of not good.
Right. So in a way she might feel overwhelmed by everything,
Right.
but since she's per se older and since there was conflict, maybe she's struggling with asking for help.
Because there's possibly a rejection issue. She is like really steadfast on not asking help from members of our family. So I guess I don't know if it's like a power struggle that kind of has like a deeper root because of a lot of things that have transpired over the past several years, but I do wonder if she would be more receptive because like he's a vet, my mom's a vet, and so she knows that system of like VA affairs like in and out more than his wife did. And I do wonder if she would have been more receptive to like assistance and help if other things had transpired. I guess to like be intentional about reconnecting and I guess getting to know her as a person versus however she was welcome. I mean, he married her when I was like 13, so some stuff I may not be fully aware of, but yeah, I do wonder if that would have like led to more open mindedness on her part.
Right. So being able to, rebuilding that connection with her and after rebuilding the connection with her, being able to ask her if she needs help because if your grandfather is struggling with, these issues and that could be hard. That could feel like a lot. Like she's overwhelmed. Maybe her family's here and it's there spotty, but she kind of expected more from your family, but there's been conflict. So it seems like there's just a lot going on, and there's a lot of support that she probably needs. But her pride may be in the way, but the conflict, and she also doesn't have time for conflict because it's just she's already probably dealing with a lot that she's not saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess it's also about having empathy for it as
Yes, yeah,
well.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah,
can.
I guess this is something I can think about. I don't know. Today's his birthday. Actually, he turned I think 94, 95 today. So I
Really?
was planning to call him today anyway. But yeah, I don't know if she'd be open to like going to getting something to eat. I don't know if I think she assumes everyone on our side of the family feels the exact same way about her, without understanding like some of us grew up watching things happen, and we didn't really have a actual hand to play in how stuff took place, but we kind of experienced it at the same time. So I don't know, since I'm an adult now, I can just kind of put it out there like, hey, I was a child when a lot of stuff happened. So if there's a way to like find common ground so that, there can be more open or reopened access to my grandfather and other members of the family, it would be great. Because, I mean, holding grudges really is counterproductive. If we all say that we like love the same person.
That what you just said, it sounds good. You're saying it to me, but
Yeah.
to her, I don't think she's gonna take that too well.
Yeah.
You literally, when you start talking to her, you just want to start talking to her about her. How have you been
Okay.
doing? Have you been
Okay.
doing well? Have you been doing good? I'm sorry I
Okay.
haven't been reaching out and checking in on you as much. I want to check on you and make sure you're good. Do you need
Okay.
me to do anything for you? Anything going forward, I want to change our relationship, and I want you to feel supported, and I want to have your back because I know you have to deal with a lot on your own and with my grandfather, and I want to be able to support you through this process as much as possible and make you feel part of the family.
Okay.
You say that, it's hard to say no to that. It's hard to be angry at somebody who's being positive towards you.
Right. Right.
And even if she does go sideways, is just allowing her to do it and then not going back and forth for her. If she reacts to it negatively, be like, okay, it seems like you're maybe not receptive today, so I'm going to call you back another day and check in and see how you're doing.
Okay. So don't give up after.
No, don't. Even if she gives you pushback, you just keep. I don't know about calling every day. Maybe every 2 days, like maybe like 3 or 4 days out of the week,
Okay.
checking in on her. Because at some point she's gonna be like, "All right, I do need help on something. You keep
Okay.
asking me, yeah, I need help. I need support with this."
Okay.
You know.
Okay. I
Mhm.
think I can do that.
Yeah, you got it. And then through that work, you're going to see the fruits of your labor. You're going to see her reacting to you in a different way. Then you're going to be able to see your grandfather and be able to be like, no, I support you as well, because he'll probably have some pushback too. Like, y'all don't love me. Da, 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 da. Be like, no, I'm here. I love you. I got your
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll implement this and see what happens.
Nah, you got it. It's going to go well, even if it doesn't go well right off the bat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, this will definitely end this episode. Uh Definitely thank you, Stacy, for being a part of the episode. And we're about to end the stream now. Thanks for everybody. We're going to continue solving each other's problems to make everything a bit easier in the future and for us to be stress free and living more happy and healthy lives. All right. So, y'all definitely have a good rest of the day and a good rest of the week.